Morning, he found the turf soft enough for a moulded stud. And so we have blue lines, an orange ball, and a fairly unhappy West Ham manager. Harry Redknapp would have liked a better surface, but he knows better than most that days like this are part of the FA Cup's unique appeal. Redknapp's team lacks the injured Bilic, so Steve Potts turns out for the 400th time. Steve Jones is preferred up front to Florin Raducanu, and John Moncur returns in midfield. Wrexham's team more or less picked itself. There are two full internationals, the goalkeeper Marriott and Brian Carey at centre-back. Brian Hughes has already scored 4 times in their cup run, but only one player was actually born in Wales. And 5 years ago today, Steve Watkins scored Wrexham's most famous goal, the one that accounted for Arsenal. Dix. Wrexham's set pieces are always well worked, and they have plenty of height available to them as well. Here comes the corner, and that'll boost the confidence of Ludek Mikloško. It's a long throw, and it's picked out Steve Jones. Humes, the Wrexham captain. Williamson. And Porfirio, whose first touch of FA Cup action this is. Aiming for Michael Hughes. And over both him and Brian Hughes. Given away to Moncur. Michael Hughes. Michael Hughes, who scored in the third round for West Ham last year when they beat Southend. Watkin. And Chalk has set off on a sprint down the right. Men are gathering in the centre for him. And Owen nearly got to it. Fortunately, from a West Ham viewpoint, Williamson just managed to nick the ball away. Here comes the corner. And he's managed to find the net. Brian Hughes has scored. Well, how did he direct that header wide of the defenders and into the corner of the net? There was a moment when the whole crowd held its breath collectively as Owen's corner came in, and Brian Hughes was allowed to get in a header. There, just inside the post. And Brian Hughes is becoming the man for all conditions in the FA Cup. It's his 5th goal in 5 ties in this season's competition. Brian Hughes, only 20 years old, hails from Liverpool. In fact, he's an Evertonian, but he does have an eye for goal. By Mikloško. And it's on a corner, off the head of Brian Carey. Williamson's kick. Dix. West Ham's leading scorer. And Marriott has come out and he's missed it. There was a bit of a shoulder charge. Porfirio! And it's in! Well, Andy Marriott, I'm afraid, has to take the lion's share of the blame. But credit must go to the little Portuguese international for seeing the opportunity and having the skill to take it with such finesse. Jones gave the goalkeeper a little nudge, but really he should have caught it. Porfirio had just an instant to assess the situation, and Carey on the line couldn't get back in time. In fact, the curling shot couldn't have been better placed. Look, up high enough, over the defender, under the bar, 1-1. Watkin couldn't quite fall to Morris. Hard to tell whether Harry Redknapp's pleased or not. Rico. It's fallen to Brian Hughes. Still going, Brian Hughes. No penalty. Mike Reid was quite clear about that. But here's Jones at the other end. Beyond Carey, good save by Marriott. And a brave save as well. Away by Hughes. Well, Wrexham were nowhere defensively, and it's shaved the post. Porfirio, Bishop, Porfirio, Jones with a yard of space, enough to turn. And West Ham have survived where so many big names in recent years have fallen. Harry Redknapp may well be a relieved man as he contemplates the prospect of an Upton Park replay on Wednesday week. The Wrexham faithful know that their side came close, but not close enough to causing an upset. Porfirio's goal on the stroke of half-time, cancelling out the early header by Brian Hughes, his 5th goal in the Cup this season. At that stage, it looked like the shock was on. West Ham were more resilient than maybe some people have given them credit for amidst their current troubles, and they live to fight another day.